Hey guys, welcome back to Wikzipedia. This is episode 2 of my tutorial series, and today I'm gonna teach you about clutter and detailing. I'm gonna make 3 videos of this kind where we are gonna detail and decorate all the buildings very differently with clutter, detailing, while I provide you guys with building tips. I hope you guys will enjoy this. Sit back and enjoy this clutter tutorial of mine. Welcome back everyone to part 2 of my Wikzipedia tutorial. Today guys, we are gonna figure out what this clutter is all about. I think this is probably my most requested tutorial of them all that you guys will see on the channel. So hopefully you guys will welcome this, and hopefully I can make you a better builder by you using these sort of clutter steps as I will give you through this video. The thing is, clutter in itself is a very specific sort of category. It's like a confused or disordered state of a collection sort of thing, right? It can be a lot of things, but it's also, in my opinion, organized mess. So what you are going to see me do here today guys is that we are gonna try add some clutter and make these buildings more attractive by adding these kinds of clutter parts on. So I really don't have any idea of what kind of thing that I want to go with, but let's just say we will keep this sort of as a generic, again, fantasy, and then we got Viking. So I think what we're gonna start with first, guys, is that we're gonna take this guy and put him around here, because then we're gonna need to build some stuff. So the first thing that I would like to add here is that I would like to add this guy on top of something. So what we are gonna do now is that we're gonna take this guy and then we are gonna move him upwards. So we say split. And then we are gonna move him just a little bit up here. And then you might think, why are you doing this? But this will make sense, cause then to give it a little bit more feeling and texture, what we can do is that we can take this guy. We will add, let me just do this real quick. So we do this, boom. What I like to do is that I like to take this hedge here, turn it around, and then use this as grass. And since we are not using any sort of theme maker toolkit, it is very important that we get this to look proper. So what we're doing here now is that we are putting this together. And then we are trying somewhat to make it look nice here. Other things you can do as well is that, let's give it a little bit of angle, right? So if we take this guy now, and then we'll make this a stairway, like this. And then we can add more, like here. And we can add this guy all the way down here. Boom. So something like this, right? So now we sort of already have a different kind of angle here. So we can always add some fencing. Fencing is also part of clutter, guys. So if we can maybe add this guy here, right? So let's add this guy on top of the foundation and the grass, and let's just color him. Let's color him dark brown, like this. Boom. So we're pretty much gonna do the same here. Alright guys, so as you can see here, now when we got the fencing all the way around the building, it is starting somewhat to look a little bit nicer, you see? It just looks like it's on like some sort of a platform sort of thing. When it comes to clutter, guys, when it comes to clutter, you have to make sure that what you put on makes sense. I know that, as I say, it's organized mess, so you can literally get away with a lot of things, but you also somewhat have to think about, like, the realistic part of it. Like, I know a fantasy house might not be realistic, but what would you see in front of a fantasy house? Like, what part of this building will you make sure of that people can recognize that this is sort of this theme? Like this building here I'm doing now, this is not a fantasy building, this is more generic. So I feel like I need to put generic clutter on here. So that would maybe be like a small garden, maybe a clothesline with some hanging things. We can have a little bit of garden-ish sort of stuff. Maybe a swing even, you know, sort of things like that that will add to this building and make it look more stand out. So that's what we're gonna do on this guy as well. So what I would like to try now is that now we sort of have this round sort of thing here. So what we can do now is that we can go in and maybe try add some things here in the grass, like some, yeah, you guys know exactly what I mean. Some rocks to kind of like make them sure of that they can walk around in here. So what I do there is that I use this sort of piece here. Let me see if I can find it. It's really a good piece to make these. So I take this guy and then I turn him around so I get this sort of cobblestone effect, or how you say, right? And then it's pretty much just to put them down a little bit crooked, just however you see it fit. So what we got here now is that we got this, right? So what we could do to make it even more interesting is that we can maybe make like a little trellis sort of thing here. So we're gonna use this guy and add him somewhat up here over the window, and then we will add this guy like this. So this is also very important. So I am literally, see, as I said, this is also clutter, guys. This is something to make it, as I said, make it feel more alive. So that's what we're gonna do here. So I'm just gonna fiddle with this. And we do this. Because then we can put some foliage on top here and really make it look nice, you know. So we do this, take this guy down all the way. And we do sort of this, right? Boom. And we do this. So what's important here is that you give it some support work, that you actually make it look like that it stands there, you know? Okay, so now that we sort of have this in the way, right? So now we can sort of make maybe a wooden patio, or how you say, up here. It's just important, guys, that you sort of get some ideas while you're building, and also just trying out ideas while you build, because that's literally what makes it all come together. So guys, I'm also just improvising here, right? So I have not re-recorded or thought about what I wanted to add to this guy or anything. So this will completely be some improvising from me too here. So we can do that, right? So what if we just give them 2 on each side here? So it's also nice to make it somewhat difficult from each other, or different. So the vibe is different. Of course, we can use Theme Maker Toolkit, so we have to improvise and use some of the in-game pieces to make a trellis sort of thing. We can take this guy, right? Or maybe the smaller one. Take him here. We color him the same color, we add him inside. So let's see here. Or we could actually try and make or add some hanging roses and see how things are gonna look. So these guys are just literally just so nice, guys. Use these pieces a lot to make, yeah, to get this sort of feeling here. So what we do now is that we add these hanging roses inside of it, so it actually looks like they are going across it. Also from the ground like this. Like that, right? And then we maybe can color one red and turn him around. And then we will do the same. So this is like, as I say, this is literally how you start by adding clutter and stuff. Because I said everything is clutter, guys. As soon as you build the base, everything you add on afterwards is clutter. Also the foliage. Like, there's literally... there's no limit to what you can see as clutter. So, you can just slowly start adding this guy, right? And then we can add some foliage on the side here as well to make it seem somewhat nice. So, what we can do next now is that since it's a very generic house, we can literally just try find chairs and stuff as we usually do. So we got this guy here, we can put him outside, right? So we can sort of put this guy here. Maybe we can even make a barbecue grill or something. I don't freaking know. But we will do this now first. So we put this guy here. We need to find a good table for it. So here. And then we will place another chair here. See, this is what I mean, guys. This is like the funny part of building when it comes to this, when you can actually make it look livable and used, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. So I need to find a table. I'm thinking, can we use this as a table, this guy? Maybe we actually can. That was actually not bad. So something like this, right? And then we move this guy. What the fuck was that sound? Then we do this. And then we of course need to give him some feet. Can we do this? It's all about thinking out of the box, guys. Always. So you could either make your custom arch here, as I'm doing, or you could add a shop one or anything like that if you don't feel like building or you don't have enough pieces for it. So that is literally just what we're gonna do. So we do this, right? Make the meat halfway, like this. Boom and boom. Right? See how much this just changes the look of it already. Just because we add that extra detail around the door. Here we go. Got this guy. So what we can do is that we can place him sort of there. Ish. Because it's very important to add the support work, guys. It is just so goddamn important. So we can do that, right? And then maybe we can lower this guys a bit. Something like that. And then we can take this guy. Hopefully he is tall enough. We probably have to use the other planks because they are smaller. It's so annoying to me that they gave us 1 meter planks in these, but never in the spooky packs. Anyways. Alright, so what we do here is that we add this sort of extra section here that makes the build stand out a little bit more. I've used these so much and I don't even... Gingerbread icing. Yes, those. Right, so we can put these guys in here. somewhat like this. So like that, boom, right? So there. So now we kind of like added that one in the front. Look how much that just changes the entire front here because we do this. And then we obviously need to add some bushes or some flowers here. So that's what we're gonna do as well. So now we have the front, which is nice. So what we could do to add a little extra thing would be maybe to add, where are the pirate, these guys, the lantern ones. Hang them across in here. Like something like this, right? Just a little bit upwards, like this. And then we will move it just a little bit over here. Wow, it was auto-saving there. So we do this, boom. Something I do, I always turn this guy off because it's just too much. Like the lighting it gives is just too much. So what I like to do on a lot of these things here is that I like to add a rope. I really like to add a rope on the end of these guys here, because then it just looks more real, you know, sort of like this. And I like that. So what we're gonna do now is now we sort of have some things in the back here. So what we could do is that maybe we can add this guy here. I mean, they love flowers in here, so that's what they're gonna get. So we do this, put him on there. And then we can always add some barrels, maybe in the back here. And this guy here. It's fine. One barrel, a small barrel. So since we sort of have these guys over here already, we can make it go inside here, coming up from there, and then going up to the roof like that. Alright, so what we can do next, guys, is that I know for a fact that for a long time I tried to make clotheslines and stuff like that, like where you dry off your clothes and stuff. So I think we are also gonna do that. But of course we also need to add some stuff around the fencing, all the way around, some foliage and all that stuff. But let's for now focus on building that clothesline first. And then I know for a fact that we got some, like, I don't know about the scarecrow stuff, but I'm pretty sure we might be able to hang some of this here. Yes. Well, we should hang a lot of these things. We also have overalls, perfect. So we can hang these guys here. And then some curtains. Because the curtains are just gonna give us the illusion of something floating in the air. See, like this. It's perfect. It is perfect, guys. So this can like flower power. And then of course we need a basket for the clothes. We can put this here, right, like that. So what we could do now is that we have a leather basket too, but that's not really, I mean, we could maybe place him here, get away with that. can place him over here. Boom. And to like just, what I kind of like to do is that I like to take this, for example, and use this sort of as a bottle. If I don't have any Theme Maker Toolkit pieces, so this is sort of a bottle, you know. Let's just make him green, then it looks a little bit. Then it's a little bit more, maybe it's a big ass bottle for now. Come to think about it. This one is gonna, oh, we can actually put him like that, okay. Well, that's nice. Let's make him green. Like this. And then of course, we have these guys which can be mugs. Right, sort of like this. Are enjoying a nice cup of wine. Cup of wine? Wow. Like honestly guys, the most important thing is literally to be able to look at some pieces and figure out something to build with it. That's not in the game when it comes to Clutter 2. Like that is crazy important. So we put this guy here. Like that. Boom. I love this piece. I honestly love this piece. So what comes to it too is that just to like see if you can add stuff that is kind of relatable to it. Right, let's add this guy here. This vase. Put it a little bit crooked. That's also very important. You do this, guys, on some pieces. Since we sort of have some stuff in the back here, we could maybe add, what I kind of like to do is that we sort of have, well, we got the axe. So what we could do is that we could find the logs. Apparently they're not in here. Alright, GG. I forgot where they were. Log. Yep. So what I kind of like to do here is that we can take this guy around. I know he's a big boy, but we will just move him slowly to the ground here. Like this, sort of. Put him over there. And then we have the one from the spooky pack. We have these guys. And then we can sort of, I want you guys to see this. We can sort of put all these here. Make sure they are not floating. And then we just stack them. I know it's gonna look weird with them. With having the same sort of thing coming out there. But what you can do is that you can then turn it around a bit. So it kind of changes format and texture. As you can see here. Just put these guys on. Boom. So now you can see we sort of have this sort of arrangement here. So you can add these down to the ground. And move one up here. And then maybe use some of the driftwood. You know guys, I really remember a lot of these pieces. Because I've been playing this game forever, right? So that's why I usually, but these pieces are very useful to use in these sort of ways. So I feel like that's a good way for us to get by them and get to know them. Because they have this super cool texture, which is nice to just stand up against walls or, you know, make it look somewhat nice. But it's literally just whatever imagination you may have. Yes. That is literally gonna lead you through this. Remember to place pieces as you see them in real life. Or like what I use for a lot of references is other games. Like tons of other games I play, I take a lot of references from that. I remember how some things sort of are, and you know, that is what we do. See, so this guy we can place on this. Can place him like this. And then it is literally just to place all kinds of things around the house. this guy here. And we got this on the back. And then what we could do to, you know, make it a little bit nicer, a little bit cooler, is that we could take this trash can, put the trash can here, and the trash bag right in front of the house. Perfect. Then of course a ladder. We need a ladder. We always need a ladder, guys. It's very important. Very important with a ladder. Like that. And then it's literally just to like place a few barrels around here. Just to make it nice. See? It's just perfect, guys. It is just perfect. We do have benches in the game, but it's funnier to make an Allright bench. I am smart, guys. Smart. So let's try and make a small bench here. Like right here, maybe. Like this. Lower him a bit. There we go. Nice bench there. And also let me know, guys, again, down below, what you guys think of the tutorial. If there's anything I should do differently or etc. Anything at all. I take, like, everything is allowed to be said. Okay? Because the more feedback I get, the better I can make my videos. So yeah, that's that. So I feel like of it all, like we could add more stuff in here, but as said, guys, it's not always necessary. Yes, I said that. Until you sort of figure out what you need to have, what you want to do, then literally everything else is up to you. And I'm building all these with theme, not with ThemeMaker Toolkit, without it, and only with the DLCs and vanilla pieces. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I feel like we sort of got a nice cozy blueprint here. We could add a lot more clutter, but this sort of tutorial, guys, or this specific video was to focus on the foliage clutter and all that stuff in this build, where we also have a fantasy build now, which is going to be a lot funnier, and then we got a Viking build, which is also sometimes can be a little bit tricky on which direction to go for, but we will definitely get there, and I will hopefully have you guys to be better builders after this tutorial here, or at least you see progress and it helped you. That's my main goal here. That's what we want to do. I don't know what kind of lighting we could add to this guy, since it's a very normal build. So I would say maybe this guy would just do the job, to have him on top here maybe, or hanging from this guy up here. That would maybe be my only thing we could do, and then maybe do an arch shape on him, this guy. I'm not sure if this is the way I want to go with this guy, because we could do sort of this, right? Okay, well, maybe it works. It works for now, right? So what I like to do sometimes to make custom lit windows, is that I go down here in the wall signs. I take misc signs and I take this guy here, square small lit misc sign. I put him here, and then I kind of sort of find a color. I mean, I don't have a specific sort of color, but I do just find something that can feel like it's warm inside. So we can do this, right? So if you put this guy underneath the trim piece in the window, this is how it's gonna look. So you can do this. So now we have a lit window here. So what you can do to give it that warm, fuzzy feeling into the window is that I use these guys here. I use this iron box lamp because it has this super nice warm orange lighting coming out. As you can see, it kind of comes out with this sort of beam, right? So, and also to make it look like the light is actually coming from inside, it usually gives this sort of lighting on the wood frame, right? So what is cool is that we can actually put this guy, we can take him up here so you can actually see the light shining out from the build. And I really like that because I have been doing that for a long time. So we can just put it in here and then put it over here as well, so you can see that it actually looks like there is coming light from in there. So I really like that. Of course, maybe this guy here is not the best choice of lighting, so we can maybe try and make it a little bit darker here, right? So, oops. So we can try to maybe see if this guy will work better for lighting. As you can see, it definitely changed it up a bit. Then you can either way go in and you can do your own sort of curtains. I've also done that, so you can take out a little bit more of the things here. Like you can do this. See if I can remember how I did this. Let's see. So you can kinda, if you do this right, and then you take this guy, and you like just slowly do this, and then you should be able to do the same up here. Yeah, see, I knew that he was gonna go through there, so maybe we can add him like that and just take him down. There you go. So now it kind of looks like we also have a curtain here. So we can do the same, just move him to the other side, and then we do this again. Boom. Sometimes you just have to fiddle a little bit with the pieces, right? So there you go. So we sort of have a curtain there now. Ish. Take this guy out a little bit more. But yeah, if we decide to have lights in here too, we could do that. But since we're only doing some stuff with lights and stuff for now, I feel like this is what we gotta do. So let's just put a light here as well. So there's a little bit of light there. There you go. Boom. All right. I feel like this is good, guys. I don't feel like we need to add lights on the others here. This was just like a little example on how you can make things look lit up. So yeah, that was the first build, guys. That was the first build with some clutter. I hope it helped you a little bit through on how to do clutter and just sort of like how to, yeah, to fill up the gaps between your builds and stuff. But this is only the first build of our 3. So we'll still have this guy and we'll have the Viking build. So yeah, just make sure that, guys, if you want to continue to see this, just keep on watching. Or I have divided the video in chapters as I did the last time, so you can skip through to where you kind of feel like it's the part you need to watch the most. So yeah, guys, that was the first part of my clutter and detailing tutorial here. You will get second and third very soon as well. I just felt like cutting it off like this would probably be a better way, since it's a different theme and there is supposed to be a lot of different clutter on different themes. So I hope this tutorial was good and, well, that you guys learned from it, and let me know down below, guys, what you think. And yeah, have a great day, great weekend, great everything. And remember, the more likes I will get, the more progress I can do with these sort of videos. So guys, take care. Bye-bye.